Okay, welcome students. Today we'll have a look at Hadoop modes. But let us remember what we are doing for the subject Big Data Analytics. Last session we had seen Hadoop installation, and before that we had seen Hadoop core components, if you remember. So let us just have a quick glance at those Hadoop core components. These were the core components of Hadoop, if you remember. HDFS, MapReduce, and YARN, including the common utilities. And under HDFS, name node, secondary name node, data node, name node designated as master, data node designated as slave. Then you have a resource manager node, which again is a master, the node manager nodes, which are the slaves. So this was the core component part. And coming to Hadoop installation, we had seen the Hadoop installation under Windows, and this was the sequence which we had followed. We had first downloaded Hadoop 3.3.0 and above tar file, then we extracted it using 7-zip, then we downloaded JDK, installed JDK, then we set the environment path for Java and Hadoop. We configure the edit files and Hadoop files, and this was a sequence. We had downloaded this binary instead of 3.3.6. Then we went for JDK for Windows 64-bit machine, installed Java. Then this was a sequence which we had seen, which you are pretty well understood, hopefully. And then we went on to set the environment variables. When we are setting the environment variables, we set the path, we created these two variables, Hadoop home and Java home, their path is set. And if you remember, these were the 5 files which we had set. Let us go see in sequence. Core site, we had set the core site property as this. Then after core site, we had gone for this MapRed site. Then after MapRed site file, then we went for YARN site. After YARN site, then we went for HDFS site, wherein we set the replication factor as 1 instead of by default 3. Then we set the Hadoop environment file, then we set the Hadoop environment. So what is today's focus? Today's focus is modes in Hadoop. Modes in Hadoop, okay? So let us look at the modes in Hadoop. The first mode in which Hadoop runs is called as a standalone mode. Okay, so in this standalone mode, it is a node distributed mode. Hadoop runs as a single Java process. Hadoop doesn't make use of HDFS. It will be using the local file system. This mode is specifically useful for debugging, and you need to configure these 3 files and the master and slaves. Rather, you don't need to configure these files and master and slaves. Standalone mode is called as the fastest mode in Hadoop. It is used for debugging. HDFS is not used. Local file system is used. No changes in the configuration file. Okay, and it is called as a default Hadoop mode. So this was the first Hadoop mode by name, standalone mode. What is the second Hadoop mode? The second Hadoop mode is pseudo-distributed mode. So in pseudo-distributed mode of Hadoop, okay, Hadoop runs on a single node. Hadoop runs on a single node. Here all the daemons run on separate Java processes. Okay, so you need to do custom configuration of these 3 files, that is core site.xml, HDFS site.xml, MapRed site.xml. Okay, here HDFS will be used for input and output. Okay, and pseudo distributed mode of Hadoop will be used for testing and debugging purposes. The replication factor for this pseudo distributed mode is 1. Now coming to the last mode of Hadoop being discussed, that is fully distributed mode of Hadoop. Okay, in this mode what happens? One machine is designated as name node, and another one more machine is designated as a resource manager. And both these machines, name node machine and the resource manager machine, they are called as what? They are called as the masters. They are called as the masters. Rest of all the nodes will be called as the data nodes and the data node managers. Okay, these are all slaves, while name node and resource manager are the masters. If you remember this Hadoop core components, you can see here the name node is designated as master, the resource manager is designated as master, the data node is designated as slave, the node manager is designated as slave. And this was how your resources will be looked at. Okay, so you have a node manager, you have an app manager, you have a container, and so on. Now coming to this fully distributed mode, it will be offering all the distributed computing capabilities, reliability, fault tolerance, and scalability. This mode is called as the production phase of Hadoop. You will be having separate nodes for master and slave daemons. So data is used and distributed across multiple nodes. So in a nutshell, these are the three modes of Hadoop. Which are the three modes of Hadoop? Standalone mode, pseudo distributed mode, and the fully distributed. Okay.